What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Deals Roundup. I haven't done one of these in a while, in a month. I used to do these every week. I'm now trying to commit to doing them once a month, rounding up the best running shoe deals from across the internet from my friends at Running Warehouse, as well as Dick's Sporting Goods, REI, and all the other retailers out there. So today we are not going to be highlighting the most expensive behemoths, max stack shoes that we've been running in recently, and running shoe prices are getting outrageous. I just ran in the Balos and the Hyper today just for my fun miles around the neighborhood, and those are both $200 shoes, but you do not need $200 shoes to comfortably get some miles in. So today we're going to be rounding up a lot of $100 and below shoes. Let us get into it. Alright guys, so before we get into it today, I want to let you know about the launch of the Supwell app. We have an awesome community forum there. If you have not signed up yet, you should. It's $1 per month. You can ask and answer any question related to training or running shoes, and we got a lot of supportive, kind, helpful individuals there, as well as me. Not saying that I'm not kind, supportive, and helpful, but a lot of people are answering questions. And we also have the used shoe marketplace, so if you are looking for shoes on a good deal, and you don't like any of the ones on this list, you can go and find some on the Hobby Jogger app, on the Supwell app. We have things like the Super Blast, the Adios Pro 3. There's a lot of great inventory. I'll put the link below to sign up. I also have launched a way on the Supwell website for you to see shoes without paying the $1 per month fee. So Supwell app with the Hobby Jogger forums, buy, sell, trade marketplace, and we're going to start cranking out a lot more written reviews exclusively for members there. So thank you to everyone who signed up already. If you're looking for a new shoe or you're looking for a fun running community, check out the Supwell app below. With that, let us get into our first shoe of the day. It is the Nike Invincible 3. This guy is an awesome, fun, bouncy shoe. If you are looking for something comfortable with some fun to it, with some pep to it, and you don't mind a 10mm drop, I would go for the Nike Invincible here. It's on sale for $108. That person's just legit running over a branch, but it's on sale for $108 at Running Warehouse. All the links, by the way, are below. There's also some colorways on sale, some sizes for $98 at Dick's. I'll put that link in the description as well. But this has 100% of Nike's ZoomX foam. It's the foam that they use in their race shoes. This might be a slightly different version, but same character. It has a light, airy feel, lots of bounce. And thinking about some of the new shoes that have released this year, like the Balos. This is almost pretty much what you're getting in the Balos, except the Balos is a little bit less squishy and also a little bit more stable. So if you want an unbridledly joyful, if you want a fun experience that's not too tame, that's not stable, that is a little bit wild, that's the Nike Invincible 3 here. You can use it for daily miles. You can use it for recovery. You can use it to pick out the pace. It is a surprisingly versatile shoe, but very soft, very bouncy, and not that stable. So that's our first one, Nike Invincible 3. All right, next up here, going for comfort. Again, we have the Brooks Ghost Max V1. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you've seen me lacing this up, taking it out to workouts, taking it to travel. It's $120 right now on sale. One of the best deals on the market, which is why I had to highlight it at the top of this list here. It's a great walking shoe. It's a great casual shoe. It looks great. It feels great. The foam is not the most exciting for running, but that's not why I love this shoe. There's so many good shoes on the market for running. There's very few shoes out there that are designed exclusively for walking, but have the performance of a running shoe foam, that have the technology from running shoes. When we think of walking shoes, we think of maybe some old New Balances that you might see in a nursing home, or heavy, clunky Hokas. That's not what you're getting here. It's relatively lightweight compared to some of the other more traditional walking shoes. It doesn't have a ton of plastic elements or support to give it that stability that can be heavy and awkward. It's smooth, it's comfortable, there's not a lot of bounce to it. That's not what you're going to be getting out of this generation of the Ghost Max. If you want a bouncier, faster shoe for running, go for the Ghost Max 2. But if you're looking for something for long hours on feet, if you're a doctor, a teacher, I'm not going to do the whole thing where I try to remember professions where you have to stand up, a shoe tuber. If you are standing on your feet for a long time, or you're going to travel and want something to travel in, there's no better shoe on the market than this one of the best walking shoes still, even though it came out in 2023, probably tops my list. The only thing that has rivaled it, two shoes really, Saucony Hurricane 24, and then we have the New Balance 860 V14. That's also a great walking shoe, but this undercuts both of them in price. The Hurricane 160, the V14 from New Balance 860, that is $140. So $120, great deal, top pick if you want a walking shoe. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you want a fast, fun, exciting shoe, and man, it's one of those days where the sun is just not going to cooperate with us coming in and out. But if you want a fast, fun, exciting shoe, that is the Puma DV8 Nitro 2. They just released the DV8 Nitro 3 about a month and a half ago. I love it. One of my favorite plated trainers of the year. For me, at my size and my paces, it's very versatile. I can run recovery in it. I can run faster in it. It's comfortable for longer runs. I think I've taken it up to almost 2 hours. It's done great for everything. DV8 Nitro 2 is a little bit softer, maybe even a little bit bouncier, but it's more unstable, it's narrower, it's a little bit like the Invincible in some ways, in that it has a touch of that wild, uncontrolled experience. But a very durable shoe. That's one of the key draws of the DV8 Nitro 2. It's got great rubber coverage on the front and the back. It's gonna go for miles and miles, and the Puma grip is just fantastic. So if you want a wet weather shoe, and they did have a black colorway, which you can get mucked up and it won't look too bad. They did have a black colorway. I think this is 110 at Running Warehouse, but if you want a wet weather shoe for the fall and winter months that are coming, this is still a great option. I would use it for daily miles. If you don't need that much stability, you can use it for long runs, you can use it for workouts. One of the most versatile shoes out there. You do have the two different types of foam. You have a softer, bouncier foam up at the front, and then you have a little bit of a firmer foam at the back. I pulled out a bunch of Puma shoes yesterday. I didn't have time to do it in the Mag Max video because I woke up late, but I wanted to do a comparison of all the Puma foams because they call them all either Nitro or Nitro Elite, and I think every single one of the 6 or 7 or 8 foams that I have across all my Puma shoes are different. So I'm not sure the exact compound, but very bouncy up in the front here. You get some decent stability in the back, but just narrower than a lot of the market. So that's the real downside of the shoe. If you have a wider foot or you don't like narrow, it's not going to work for you. But if you have a narrower foot and you want a versatile, fast leaning shoe for the fall and winter wet weather, bang, Puma DV8 Nitro 2. All right, guys, heading back to the more serious end of the market here. We have your mom's favorite daily trainer, the Brooks Glycerin 21, and people don't think of Brooks as the most exciting brand, but ironically, shoes like this, because they're such best sellers, they don't go on sale very often. So this is actually a great deal. It was, let me check, it was either 110 or 120. Want to make sure I get it right here. And looking it up now means I'm not going to have to look it up when I'm editing. $107 in the red colorway at Dick's Sporting Goods. Or was it REI? I don't know. The link is below for all of these, as I mentioned. But the foam in here is actually really bouncy. It has a good supportive feel, but still has that energy return that you're expecting out of a running shoe foam. And that's the issue that I have with the Ghost Max for running, the V1. It just wasn't that bouncy. It had a nice sink in, it had a comfortable squish, but it wasn't giving me that pop that I get out of some other foams that I really enjoy running. And this completely fixes it in the Glycerin 21. It's the same foam that's in the Ghost Max V2. So if you want a comfortable, cushioned workhorse, if you're more of a heel striker or do need a little bit of stability or just a bigger runner and like that robust feel, I would go for the Glycerin 21. If you do not like a high drop shoe though, if you prefer lower drops, that's where you're going to want to get the Ghost Max 2, but that's not on sale for $107. This is. So if you want something that's very durable, that's going to offer a little bit of fun, but just consistent workhorse, pile a ton of miles, that's the Brooks Glycerin 21. It does not go on sale for very often. So $100 for a shoe where you could get 400, 500 miles, that's a great deal. All right, next up, let's get our 2 Brooks shoes out of the way. Wow, this feels so light compared to the last one. This is the Brooks Hyperion Max 1. This was a very controversial or polarizing shoe. I liked it at times. I didn't like it for other runs. I ended up pulling it out of my rotation because as more of a heel striker, what they've done with the back here just did not work for my gait. But if you are a mid to forefoot striker, this is going to be a great shoe if you want a slightly firmer, faster ride. I've been absolutely loving the Hyperion 2, not the Hyperion Max 2, the Hyperion 2, which is the spiritual successor to this. They've changed the foam a little bit. They filled in the back. They made it just a touch better for my stride, my mechanics, what I'm looking for. But if you're a forefoot striker, midfoot striker who likes that fast, lightweight, touch firm feel for ripping off some up-tempo miles, the Hyperion Max is a great choice at under $100 right now. It's not the most exciting in the speed training category. It doesn't have the plate, but it's a nice, simple ride. Not a lot of frills to it. You get good rubber coverage. You get a decently well-fitting upper, and it's just very lightweight as I'm holding it in my hands. If you want something to do track day, and I also think if you're going to a real track each week that has a little bit of that softer feel to it, this would be perfect because you don't want a soft, mushy shoe. I used the Magic Speed 4 on a real track about a month ago when I was at the running warehouse event, and that felt horrible because it was just mush on top of the mush of the track. I ended up running a decently fast time on there, but just you don't want the mush with the mush. So if you're going to a real track, or if you like firm shoes and you really put down power through the front of the platform, this is going to be a great shoe for you. I know a lot of people also like it for 2-hour long runs. If you have the mechanics for it, and you don't want soft shoes or you don't want plated shoes, this could also be a nice long run shoe as well. So Brooks Hyperion Max V1, no plate, a little bit lower than V2. Good option for fast forefoot striking. All right, guys, next up here, we have the Saucony Tempest. This is a shoe that released, I believe, 2 years ago now, so it's been on the market for quite some time. They're actually supposed to release the upper update this summer, and then they just didn't. So I don't know what's going on with that from the Saucony camp, but this is one of the best stability daily trainers out there and can rival, really, this midsole setup can rival a lot of the neutral shoes when it comes to daily trainers. So if you need a little bit of support for your everyday miles, this is a great pick. It's got the 2 types of foam, so you can see they put Power Run PB here as the Power Run PB race foam, and then the firmer Power Run training foam. That's where the stability comes from, and they also have that very structured heel in the back. I actually took this on a 20-mile long run, and it was great. So it's kind of a do-it-all shoe that can do some of the fast, that can also do recovery. It's gonna give balance because of the race foam. It's gonna give the pep, but at the same time, it's not too aggressive. It doesn't put you on your toes too much while still having that rocker. So if you're looking for a shoe out of Saucony, the Hurricane is great. This is like a speedier version of the Hurricane, and this is what I think the Triumph 22 should have been. This has a lot of elements that made the Triumph 20 and 21 so good. That versatility, that slight bounce, that nice rocker that tips you forward a little bit. It's all there with a lower drop. It's not at that 10 millimeters, so pretty versatile, and a lot of runners could benefit from this shoe, especially if you want just a little bit of extra support. If you're nursing an injury for those everyday miles, Saucony Tempest V1, great choice. I believe this is either 100 or 110. Link and info below. All right, speed round. We're gonna start banging these out because I have a call, but Saucony Guide 17, same exact colorway that I have here. This is on sale now for, what is it, $110 at REI, I believe. This is another stability shoe similar to the Tempest. The foam isn't as exciting. You don't get as much bounce, but if you like a little bit of a firmer, more traditional feeling foam, but want the modern propulsion properties that you get from the rocker, this would be the shoe for you. It's comfortable, but it's not gonna coddle you with softness. It puts you up on your toes, but it's not too aggressive. It's a middle of the road foam, but the rocker and the general vibe of it elevates it a little bit. The upper is nice, the rocker is nice, the rubber coverage is decent. It's not gonna give you the most durability out if you're a forefoot striker, but with this EVA here, I wouldn't be too worried about rubber coverage. So Saucony Guide 17, $110. If you want a firmer, stable shoe, this is a good pick. All right, next up, Adidas Boston 12, one of my all-time favorite marathon training shoes, and specifically speed during marathon training. I love this for long runs with race pace. I love this for mile repeats, tempo runs, any run where I'm going to be running faster. I absolutely love this thing. I took this to 300 miles. The durability is great. When you're landing on the front of the platform, especially with all this race foam it bounces you right along, and the more power you put down into it, the bigger benefit you can get. Now, I'm waxing poetic about the shoe, but it did not work for a lot of people. Given the upper, some people had to fight to get their foot in it, and the midsole foam can be a little bit clunky for some people as well. So a lot of runners who are lighter on their feet and not running fast in the shoe didn't like it. It's not a daily trainer. You have to be running fast, and you have to like a little bit of a firmer, more structured ride. But if you can put down the requisite power that the shoe begs, you have to be running fast to get some juice out of it, then you will love this shoe, especially given the rubber here. One of the most water resistant shoes out there. I've taken this through so many rainstorms, and I mean, look at it. It's engineered to be a beast. It looks brand new, and it has 300 miles on it. So Adidas Boston 12, it was ranging, I think, from $90 to $100 or $120 based on the colorway. Link below. All right, I have 2 minutes until my call, so we're gonna bang out these last two together. Nike Vomero 17, $95. Saucony Triumph 21, this is the 20, but I'm telling you about the 21, also $95. So Vomero 17, workhorse shoe, Triumph workhorse shoe. These are both $160 MSRP. They both are designed for the same type of run, same purpose, 10mm drop. The Vomero has a little bit of a more traditional feel to it. You also get a nice soft squish from the top layer of foam with the stability out in the back. Key difference between these two, Triumph does not have as much stability because the heel it's a little bit tall and could get wobbly for some people, but also has the 10mm drop. This is the one to get if you want a non-plated long run shoe. It is amazing. This is one of the best foams of the past 5 years for versatility, durability, and fun. It blends it all together. Saucony has not been able to replicate that with any of their training shoes that have come out in the past year or so. The Hurricane is great, but it's heavier. It doesn't have the same magic as this. I'll try it for a long run, but it's just not the same. This is a neutral shoe. That's a stability shoe. That's a very comfortable shoe, but this is still one of my favorite shoes of the past few years for running. If you want a long run shoe, if you want a recovery shoe, if you want a do-it-all shoe, $100 for the Saucony Triumph 21, great deal. And if you are looking for a workhorse style shoe that you can put on for any type of run throughout the week that's gonna be comfortable, leans a little bit softer than fast, that would be the Vomero 17 here. Also great rubber coverage. This is gonna be super durable as well. A little bit more of a traditional feel again because the 10mm drop, and a little bit more flexibility and ground feel than some of the Max Stack shoes on the market right now. But if you like a more traditional ride but looking for something soft, I would go Vomero. So it is exactly 5 p.m. I have a call. We have meetings at 5 p.m. It's been a long day. I'll see you tomorrow.